Star Wars 7x7 Season 2 is rolling on, and today we're going to take a look at Star Wars Celebration Japan. Yep, the big event is happening in just over a week from now, and I'm going to flag the 10 panels that you've got to keep an eye on if you want to keep up with the biggest news that'll be coming out of that event. Punch it! Hey, Rebel Rouser. I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your dose of Star Wars podcast joy. And thank you so much for joining me for it. So Star Wars Celebration Japan kicks off on Friday, April 18th. It runs for 3 days from the 18th to the 20th. And I've been through the whole schedule. There are 10 panels that you want to keep an eye on, that I'll be keeping an eye on when it comes to hearing the latest and greatest for what the galaxy far, far away has to offer us in the realm of Star Wars storytelling. And so we're going to run down those panels today so you can keep an eye out for what's going on. And just remember, in local time, when it's 10 a.m. on Friday the 18th, in the U.S. Pacific time, it's actually going to be 6 p.m. on Thursday the 17th. On the East Coast, it's going to be 9 p.m. on Thursday the 17th. And in the U.K., it'll be 1 a.m. So, yeah, just figure out where you are in the world and plan accordingly. Now, half of the panels that are going to have information about Star Wars storytelling to come are happening on Friday the 18th local time. So local time at 10 a.m., everything is kicking off with a panel on The Mandalorian and Grogu. And the description says that Favreau and Filoni and special guests will be there for a sneak peek at what's to come for The Mandalorian and Grogu in their biggest adventure yet. Of course, that's what they would be leading with. No surprise there. Later on in the day, there's going to be a Lucasfilm Publishing panel, and it's Manga Mania, which is very appropriate, of course, for them hosting the event in Japan. So they're going to take a deep dive into past, present, and future of manga-related titles. That's happening at noon local time. Then there's going to be, at 1 p.m. local time, a glimpse at Light and Magic Season 2. And this is happening basically at the same time that Light and Magic is going to be released on Disney+. And this is another one of those things where I'm just so surprised between Light and Magic and Andor and Tales of the Underworld. So much content is releasing on Disney Plus in such a tight window for Lucasfilm. I just, I don't quite understand it, but I hope that means that we're getting more Star Wars content later. There's at least one thing that we know about that'll be coming later in 2025, but we'll get to that. Then at 2 p.m. local time on Friday, Lucasfilm Publishing is going to have another panel, their usual Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away panel. So they're going to have a bunch of High Republic authors there, and also Phil Shostak and C.B. Cebulski from Marvel. So they're going to be talking books and comics and giving news about the grand finale of High Republic storytelling. And then the last big news event panel of the day is taking place at 3:30 p.m. local time. It is Lucasfilm Animation's 20th anniversary panel. Dave Filoni is going to be there. Athena Portillo is going to be there, and they're going to give a sneak peek at what's to come for Lucasfilm Animation. So that, of course, is very exciting. We know that they've got to have something bigger planned for us than just Tales of the Underworld. So I guess we're going to find out what that is. Moving on to Saturday, there are going to be 3 panels to watch for with Star Wars storytelling related news. The first of them kicks off the morning at 10 a.m. local time. That is the Andor Season 2 panel. Tony Gilroy will be there, Diego Luna will be there, and the cast, quote unquote, we don't know who all, but probably a lot of them, will be there and delivering a sneak peek at the final season of Andor. Later on in the day, there's going to be an Ahsoka panel. They're not calling it an Ahsoka Season 2 panel. This is happening at 1 p.m. local time, and Dave Filoni and special guests will be there as they look back at the first season of Ahsoka. That's what the description officially says, but if you know anything about Dave Filoni, or you've seen any of his appearances at various panels at Star Wars Celebrations past, you know that he is just not going to be able to resist previewing something, giving hints about something. He is just a big old tease in that regard. So something's going to come from that panel. That's news. And then at 4:30 p.m. local time, we're going to get a panel about the Star Wars turn-based tactics video game that's being developed by BitReactor and Respawn Entertainment. So there's going to be a whole games panel about that. I don't think we necessarily knew what the next video game situation was going to be coming out of, Lucasfilm Lucasfilm's game development. So this seems like it's going to be the one, basically, because it's the only one that they're talking about at Celebration. And then on Sunday, there are 2 panels to watch out for. The first of them kicks off the day. Naturally, it's the Star Wars Visions Season 3 panel, so it's going to give a sneak preview of what's to come there, and they're going to have new and returning studios represented there to talk about what's happening with the shorts in Volume 3, and they're also going to celebrate Season 1, or Volume 1, I guess I should say, in Volume 2. And then the last panel is the closing ceremony panel that kicks off at 3:30 p.m. local time on Sunday, which, they generally don't announce new storytelling news, but at every celebration I've been to before, they have announced when the next celebration is going to be and where. And so presumably they'll be doing that as well. This is going to be the first Star Wars celebration in the quote-unquote modern era where I will not be attending it. It's going to be a couch con for me. So I'm going to be tuning in to everybody who's going to be sharing on social media for it. And I'm really excited to see what develops. So there you go. Those are the 10 panels at Star Wars Celebration Japan that are going to give us new news about what's going on in the galaxy far, far away. And that is going to do it for this episode of the podcast. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for it, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.